Hey, Coach Reggie Theus. Coach, another good win here in the SWAC, another home win. Just talk about tonight's win of Alabama State.
Well, I told our guys, we were on the road. We lost by 6 points, 7 points, and we played well. That hard work, this is the benefit from that hard work, because you have to earn wins. I told our guys tonight, I had them chanting it, that winning is a learned process. The best teacher there is winning. What we do down the stretch, how we handle things down the stretch. Tonight, we were 4 or 5 for 5 from the free throw line down the stretch. We made defensive stops. When we got in trouble is when we coughed the ball up or we didn't do what we needed to do down the stretch. But that's the best offensive rebounding team in the conference. And we beat them tonight by 8 rebounds. So that was big considering. I would say this is an absolute team win. And you think about the numbers that KJ's putting up, it's probably his second or third double-double in a row. So it's definitely guys are understanding what the team is and how we're going to have to win. And we just got to keep grinding out.
Coach, you said last week this time, if you win at home, you take care of home, 9 out of 10, you're going to have a good season. Just talk about what winning at home does against a really physical Alabama State team.
Well, listen, just like for them, they played a decent game and they end up losing at the buzzer. We played really well and we end up losing by 6 or 7. So winning on the road is very difficult in the SWAC. So when you have to take care of your home wins, and when you think about the way we're playing, even minus 2 of our main players, I'm just really proud of our guys in their effort.
Coach, switch defenses there a little bit there, kind of trying to figure out what happened. Range was held in check until about the last 5-6 minutes there, and he gets loose, and he does what he does. But, Coach, you shut down kind of the outside shot, the perimeter guys that they really wanted to get going outside of range. Just talk about how you were able to do it tonight.
Well, our guys are starting to understand. I don't know why we're having such a hard time when it comes to switching in critical moments of the game. Like size, same size guys, it's an automatic. But it comes from early communication. And that's just something that they're learning as we go.
Coach, you mentioned offensive rebounds for Alabama State. That's what their bread and butter. They get inside points.
It's their best offense.
They get points in the paint. That's what they do. Just talk about how you were able to limit that tonight and how you were able to battle down low and kind of control them more than they usually are in this league.
I challenge our guards to get 15 rebounds. I think that we're probably close to 10 as a guard group. And then you talk about James, he had 5, and then Lucas had a few. But KJ with his 11 is big. They had 11 offensive rebounds, but we had 13.
Right.
So, KJ's just been unbelievable on glass.
Distribution tonight was key. You had to make sure you kind of dribble weaved in a couple of things there, a little bit there, kind of then backed out, went one-on-one, but then the distribution was key tonight. Just talk about how you had to make sure you distributed the ball in order to get guys going, because it wasn't going to be a one-on-one night.
Well, SWAC, unfortunately and fortunately sometimes, it's a one-on-one conference. And, what we're learning here is that we're learning to pick the right guy to put him in pick and roll, to get him go one-on-one. I just got to get our guys not to settle for jumpers all the time.
Right.
Tonight we shot 23 threes. That's not who we are. But we made 7. So, if we're going to make anywhere, if we're shooting 23, then we got to make at least 9. And so that was pretty good. But I thought that for the most part, they were all good threes.
Yeah.
Not jack threes. I can't stand a jack three.
Coach, you mentioned earlier, you talked about being on the road and how last week you played well, but it was losses. How much did last week really help as far as being able to learn about your team, learn about the mental toughness of this team, and going to 2 places that really, Coach, you're talking about couldn't be more different. One city, one rule, but the elements are different. The teams are different.
Yeah, but you talk about going to play at Alcorn when they have a real advantage because the travel there is really difficult. We stay an hour away. You don't get to practice one time. You're going to shoot around. There's a lot going on when you go there. So it's just about toughness. It takes an enormous amount of toughness to win on the road.
Coach, did last week facing off against guys like Bruton, who came off the bench and kind of was a spark for Alcorn, tonight kind of give you a touch of what range was like? Because they're kind of the same guy.
Well, listen, I've got a couple of guys that are very good defensive players. And when I'm able to play Deshaun and Damani at the same time, along with Marcus, you got 3 guys that can guard anybody on the floor. So that becomes very important.
How much is guard play really important to you as far as them not just handling the ball, but defensively? You seem like you really push defense into your guys, and if everybody can't play defense, they're not going to be out there.
Well, guard play is everything. Not necessarily the way I like to play, because I like to throw it inside. But, we don't have that right now, so you got to lock in on the way you got the best players that you have. And, we put in a couple of different sets, a couple of different wrinkles and some things, and it seemed like it worked out well for us.
Confidence going into Monday night, coach, has got to be through the roof.
We'd hope so, because it's an important game too. This game's over. You enjoy it for another hour or two, but it's back on the mark in the morning.
Coach, congratulations. Great win.
Thank you.